Okay, let me go over a question I was thinking of just recently. It's the difference between dehydrated foods or fresh foods. Um, would I rather have a larger variety of dehydrated foods or a small variety of fresh foods? Now, I'm kind of comparing the natural food stores to a regular grocery store. A regular grocery store, I mean, yeah, it looks like there's a pretty good variety, but it's not that much of a variety. You don't really see a whole lot of really just unique, different things that you haven't tried in a while type of thing. It really is, it's just a lot of the grapes, tomatoes, whatever, carrots, celery, bananas. I mean, you get a lot of all the same stuff over and over again, fresh, and and that fresh to get that fresh type of food. It takes a little uh, tweaking, engineering on the farmer's part to get that to survive long enough to make it to the grocery store shelves. So you're gonna you deal with some like not really the foods of the highest nutrient quality. I mean, just compare the difference between a farmer grown or garden grown tomato to one that you find at the grocery store. The grocery store tomato has a harder skin. It's lighter in color. They tend to be bigger, more watered down. Whereas that's grown in the garden is, I mean, you push on it, and it's really it gives easy. It's really soft, and a deep color, deep red, and all that. So I mean, to buy fresh foods at the grocery store really doesn't seem to be that much of an advantage. And if you want to make the argument that there's certain vitamins that you get from fresh foods that you can't from dehydrated, well, I beg to differ. I mean, there's a couple of facts that I've heard, like with potatoes, they're like you got to cook them to be able to make them edible, and there's still vitamin C found in like potato flakes. And then this isn't exactly food, but pine needles have a high content, high vitamin C content, even when they're brown on the ground, just sitting there. There's still Indians were able to help pilgrims. For historical reference, pilgrims were suffering from scurvy in one of the earlier establishments, and they couldn't figure out how to get vitamin C or whatever they needed, which is vitamin C. They just didn't know it. And the Indians pointed out that pine needles have prevented them from getting scurvy over the winter. They would make pine needle teas. Even the pine needles that were brown on the grounds were still they still had enough vitamin C in them. So that's a dehydrated food that maintained that acid long enough for the out in the open air too, long enough for the pilgrims to get their nutrients, and that's why I mean dehydrating foods really open up a wide variety. I'm not saying that it's exclusive either or, but if you're gonna really focus, if you're gonna travel a lot, or I don't know, it depends on conditions. You get a wider variety with dehydrated foods at these natural food stores. I was just at one and I was impressed. It's great stuff with herbal remedies. Oh, great! A train's coming, and um, just what the phytochemicals are all unique for each plant, and you'll be able to enjoy that with the dehydrated types of foods. All you have to do is water them down, make a tea out of them or a soup. But you're gonna get a better variety, and that's gonna give you an advantage with nutrients over trying to get out the freshest foods. The freshness isn't always as important as how well it's preserved, in my opinion.